Hey guys, another week, another game dev vlog, and this week has been a pretty busy one. I've been getting a bunch of important stuff done. Well, first of all, starting off on Sunday evening, I had some very last minute work to do on the Everybody Edits update. Gasha was doing most of the work on this update, and it was kind of a crunch, but we did manage to get the update out at a reasonable enough time. So obviously that update has introduced some interesting new stuff, from especially the NPCs to a new block package, the garden package, and a bunch of other small tweaks and bug fixes and such. So anyway, throughout the rest of the week, I was mostly working on what you've probably already seen and know about, which is the Patreon launch. The launch is going pretty well so far. I've already got a few people on board. It's people that I already knew, but I was actually really surprised that they were interested in actually helping out. Obviously the money from Patreon basically just goes to all the games that I'm working on. Hopefully, like, Everybody Edits will get to a point where it can pay for itself. This is mainly meant to be about the other projects that I'm working on from my own games, like Rotate and the ones that I will be making over these coming years. But as far as Everybody Edits, I definitely would like to get the game to a point where it is self-sustaining and it can pay the people working on it for all the time that they're putting in. I know, like, obviously I haven't put in actually nearly as much time as even Gasha has. He's been doing a really good job with all that, and I want to get more into this, but obviously I've been kind of struggling with juggling around working on Rotate and everything else that I'm doing. This Patreon launch is just, I feel so scattered just a bit right now, but I'm about to get Rotate wrapped up. I guess that kind of leads into what I was going to say next, and that is this week I'm going to be working on actually finishing the game so that hopefully next week I can actually release it. Other than like the very few things I have left to do on the game itself, I need to see about getting some more non-exclusive sponsorships on the table. Currently there's only one deal that I've got available right now, but I've also got to figure out everything that I need to with selling the soundtrack of the game on Bandcamp. What I'm expecting to do over the remaining weeks to this month will be primarily working on the first real version of Frost 2D, and that's basically like the rewrite of what I've previously just called the Frost engine. Basically this is going to be the first public version of the game engine. It's going to be the first like proper, fully fleshed out one that's also documented and everything. Previously they've mostly just been experimental, although of course the versions have had enough for me to be able to make some decent games with it, from what we did with ChargeBot to what I've done with Rotate, and even back when I was doing HakeCE. Basically this version of the game engine will be a lot more thorough with the feature set, and it'll be more ready for other people to be able to use as well, which is the goal. Now, of course, throughout this month I also want to be more active on the Everybody Edits team. After all, I'm supposed to be like the development team leader, and I feel like I've been way too absent with everything else that I'm working on, and that's not intentional. It's just I'm trying to learn how to deal with all this stuff and juggle it all around. Now, of course, we're getting closer and closer to being halfway through the year. It feels weird saying that, because, like, didn't we just start? Yeah, time's flying, and there's a lot of work left to do this year. Even on, like, the Everybody Edits reboot, we haven't really gotten started on making any sort of playable game yet, and I really want to get to that point, and I want to get Rotate wrapped up so I can get on that and like make something playable. I just really want to get some progress made, and I want to have something tangible as far as the reboot. So, because obviously we got a lot more work to do on it this year. We're gonna have to figure out what all features should be in the first launch, because obviously it's not gonna have everything immediately, and it's going to grow over time. It's going to have its own life. It's its own game in many ways. I think it's about time that I really get this stuff done. The Patreon page is obviously going to be helping out financially. I've got a few other routes to make money from Rotate. Obviously it's going to be harder to make money from it than I initially thought, but I think it's going to be better in the long run. Okay, so I wanted to give a quick shout out to Cyril. He's a level 3 contributor over on the Patreon page. That's $10 a month, and that's a pretty big deal. There wasn't anything he wanted me to mention just yet, but I definitely feel like he'll have some interesting stuff to mention throughout this year, so keep an ear out for that. Of course, if you want to take a look around yourself, the Patreon page link is down in the description below. But anyway, I guess that is going to have to be it for today. So if you have any questions or just anything you want to say, be sure to leave a comment down below, and yeah, I'll see you around. Goodbye.